Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Shanika. So, our father told me to jump on here real quick because something popped in my mind, and I just wanted to know if anybody has experienced what I've been experiencing for a very long time. So, have y'all had people form their own narrative about you after you done told them who you were and you done showed them who you were? And they still come up with their own narrative about you. So let's say, for example, I tell somebody I don't like bread, and they be like, "Well, you ain't never had my bread," and I'm like, "I don't like bread, period. So I don't want any." And they be like, "Try a piece of mine. Mine's really, really good." And you like, you know what? Okay, fine, because you tired of them pressuring you. Like, fine, and you taste it, and you like, I still don't like bread. And then they get mad at you. Well, you should have told me you ain't like the bread. Why you wasting my bread? And you're like, I I told you I don't like it. You don't know me all these times, all these years, and you ain't never seen me eat no bread, and you still trying to pressure me to eat some bread. So, but you compromise. For that split second, they convince you to taste their bread, and they take that little slight compromise and they run with it. Well, that's the problem. I see that that is a problem that I've been having. I compromise so much with people. So when I tell them who I am and I show them, I will let my wall down at some point and I will compromise on something I told them I don't do, and I will compromise. And then they'll be like, well, if I convince you to do this, and this, well, I can convince you to do that. So the pressure comes to try to convince you to do so many other things. And you like, no, no. And then they get upset with you because they like, well, you tried it this one time, you did it that time. So they form a narrative that you are the total opposite of who you say you are. And I've run into this or ran into this with so many people, and they end up being in my life for years. And I watched them so often try to change me. They want me to be this total different person. And I'm telling them, no, this is who I am. This is what I do. And watch them get so upset with me when I don't do what they want me to do. And I'm like, why are you upset? I'm still the same person. Like, have y'all ever ran into this? Like, it is so common in my life. It has been a repeated cycle since I would say probably in my early adulthood. I would say it started. But something else I noticed too with that compromise is we end up crossing a boundary, something that we set for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? If I said I'm dead set not gonna eat no bread, and then I just crossed that line and tried something and showed everybody that I'm crossing my boundary, then I can't get mad at other people for crossing my boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Because I did it. So what I realized too is we cross and we disrespect our boundaries first, and then get upset with other people when we do this, when they do the same to us. If we say no one can, you can't talk to me crazy, you can't lie, you can't steal, you can't do all of that, we see them doing it and we don't do nothing about it. And when I say we don't do nothing about it, we may speak on it, we may say something, get in an argument or whatever, but nothing's resolved. Nothing good, ain't nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? And so then we get upset. You know what I'm saying? We crossed our boundary because we said we were not going to allow these things. We allow somebody else to do it, and then we get upset with them when the person we should be upset with is ourselves because we crossed our own boundary first. You know what I'm saying? So How do we restore our boundaries after people continuously disrespect them? Something that I've learned this year is I've allowed people to stay in my life for a very long time. Like if you're in my life right now, you've been in my life for double digits, except with the exception of my daughter. You've been in my life for double digits. So for me, I've been giving people the pink slip or letting them give it to me. You're getting the cut because I have been putting up my own boundaries and disrespecting them. This year I have reestablished my boundaries. The same boundaries I done had since the beginning of time that I compromised on. However, now I'm not compromising. So I'm reaffirming my boundary. I told you I'm not going to allow this, and this. Then a person will come back and cross that boundary, and I'm like, I told you. Okay, now you get cut. There's no more words to say because I've known you for umpteen years. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to go back and think about anymore because that's something, you know, when we allow people or things or jobs to stay in our lives